Hello and welcome to the SFO Arcade. Tonight we're playing Hi-Fi Rush.
And I remembered to ask Dom to bring my Nirvana shirt.
Oh, was she here?
Last weekend.
Oh, that's right. It's been a week. Jeez. But anyway, we're playing Hi-Fi Rush, and the main reason is because we don't feel like dressing up for Hogwarts.
It's actually mainly just because I'm far too tired to be alive today, plus I have to work at 7:30 tomorrow.
You're way too tired to like play the game and get all dressed. Wait, no. We're talking, everyone. You're not screwing up this time.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. But it has been,
A few days.
It's been a few days. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Let's go talk
to. We really just wanted to beat this game, you know.
How you holding up, Chai?
We didn't talk to anyone the last time, though.
Some bumps, we're back on track.
Chai, I'm not kidding. Even for you, that was too risky.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I do.
No, that wasn't
I
really
know, but
unprompted,
everyone here
though.
thought you...
Vandalay can't see all the tricks up my sleeves.
I still can't get over the Vandalay
considering
thing.
we found
Every
you
time.
unconscious as well, I assume half your tricks consist of luck.
Yes,
you're right.
Yeah.
My secret weapon.
Please try to be a bit more careful next time. Please?
Do you guys think that weird belt loop thing would just get in the way?
Who's?
What, the bandolier around her chest, or are you talking
I was
about the
skeptical
satchel?
at first,
to
Talking
her?
about the satchel,
think we
that's
can.
with the loop just
The
hanging
dealer
off.
doesn't lie.
Yeah, I don't
It was
know.
like hanging all the way down.
I don't know
Yeah.
why there's.
Like, it's almost to, like, her ankle.
Why is there a handle? Seriously, unless it's something she put
We
she can put her foot
literally
through.
had to bring
I
her
think it was
back
like
to
hook up
life.
to something. She doesn't
I
have.
don't see how that works.
Must be.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, let's see what her plan is.
Who knows?
Who knows? If it's
Ruby.
better than you
This is not like Ruby, I don't think.
Always glad to have these talks.
Ruby.
RWBY.
Oh
Yeah.
god, that Rooster Teeth started animating.
Apparently it was
thing.
good like 10 years ago, and now it sucks.
Yes, so was Rooster Teeth.
Yep. Cool. What's everyone else got to say before we get on the road?
So, Dev,
Yes?
I see you installed a new chat.
You wanted to talk?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just testing it.
Tell me about it. Why did you decide to install a new one? Is it because you can
Can't
see
blame you.
emotes? Is it
I
because
don't
you...
think I made it.
Well,
Chatterino? It sounds
no,
like a dev
it's-
thing.
I couldn't see it.
They can't see it. It's
I
only for
know
us.
they can't see it,
Saving me.
but
Wow.
let them in on the secrets
Not
of our
used to
back end.
compliments.
Oh.
You may not be slow.
Oh no.
I'm going to show
I
you
think they
guys
know
Naomi's back end.
Oh god, I knew that was coming.
Just to say it.
No. It basically, I was having problems getting all of the emotes to appear
Zero
in
galaxy.
Twitch sometimes, but Chatterino does it all the time. So I'm testing it. I'm seeing if I
now
like
that
it.
you're here, why Vandalay?
I mean,
Why side
the
with
text
the
is
bad
nice and
guys?
crisp.
Actually, I want to hear about this.
You know as well as I do, they didn't seem like the bad guys. When I was growing up, my home was the site of a major ecological disaster.
And economic
Roxanne
one.
It was
Vandalay
called
led the
Scotland.
environmental-
I really wanna-
Yes, it was.
I really want
My
to pull on her
city started again.
ponytail just to make it like
She
go
changed
down
my
and then want
life.
to go boing.
She looks so much. That hair looks so much like Lynn from Ghost Trick. And now everyone knows about Ghost Trick because it got announced.
It's getting a remake, right?
Yeah. Well, it's an HD version.
That's a remake.
Kind of.
I thought that's just how things were done. Now I know that's not the case.
Yeah.
Either it's a re-release, a remaster, or a remake. It's one of the three.
Hey, I met my favorite once.
Like if it's a re-release, they're just
Could be an
they're just
HD. Could
putting
be
it
a
out.
pitted HD remaster.
If it's a
but-
remaster,
but
they're just.
honestly, it looked so. It looks so much more detailed than it did on DS. So probably is a
So how
remake.
did this whole Spectra thing and Project Armstrong get past?
Dev backend OnlyFans. Thanks for the 2 bits, buddy. No, so like, for example,
Everything for granted.
a remake might change a bunch of the mechanics, but keeps the story the same. And just updates it. So like, for example, Resident Evil 2 and 3 and 4, those are all remakes. Okay? And then a remaster is releasing the game, but just updating the graphics, but it's the exact same game. So like, Banjo-Kazooie on Xbox 360 was a remaster because they made the more resolution, better graphics, and then a re-release is just take the original game as it runs on the original hardware and just port it over.
I'm hoping it's a remaster.
Yeah, I mean,
and
sure.
They're not changing anything.
I already responded. You were talking.
Sorry. Why would you talk when I'm talking?
Because I can talk
Clearly, my
quietly
talks are more important than your talk.
and into the
Wow,
mic to be
Dev,
louder.
you want to be more of an asshole?
This game seems much more like a 2000s cartoon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making the best way possible.
Perish, Mr. Chai.
Thanks, buddy.
Despite the fact you have no expression, I get the vibe you're feeling a bit down.
How about this?
So you are bummed.
I saw all your terrible decisions take place in real time, but there was nothing I could do to help.
It doesn't seem that
Help
different, does it?
By doing. stuff.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered is technically a remake because the original source code was lost. Yeah, I think that's why like Final Fantasy 7 and 9 were just ported.
Yeah.
With like a few, like they added fast forward and stuff, but they were just ported. But Final Fantasy VIII was remastered, and you can tell because like Squall actually looks completely different. Like a lot of the have you seen Final Fantasy VIII remastered pictures?
Aren't all robots like
Is it
that?
relevant
Years
to this
ago,
particular
yeah,
stream?
it's not relevant at all. Wouldn't mind if Ghost Trick's re-release makes some of the puzzles more sensible, like one of the part. I know exactly which one you're talking about,
They must have put a lot
Look
of
at
but that'd
something
be a huge spoiler,
Here,
so I
just
can't
look
get
at
into it.
to fight you.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
They had to basically remake the game because
You know what? Honestly, the original looks like he's melting.
well, yeah, because it's fucking PS1.
I know, but it's hilarious. It looks so bad. All right. Anyways,
Hey
moving
guys,
on.
do you guys want to know the reason why I think devs should do more solo streams?
Why?
Why?
Because you've gotten into a weird habit of just Googling random shit off screen
Oh, and they can't
on
see
all
it.
our fucking streams.
Yeah, it's true.
And if you were solo streaming, you wouldn't be able to do it because
Oh,
you'd be playing a
no.
game.
Or he would do it, but we wouldn't care because we wouldn't be there.
Yeah, that too.
You guys don't like that?
It doesn't really add anything.
Sure it does. That's it for us. I'm actually looking at the Hi-Fi Rush
Well,
dialogue. thing.
Considering that you, for your political videos, don't just talk into a camera, so people are used to that, it makes it boring to just stare at your face going, oh.
Oh. Oh!
So, Corsica's on our side now, but
Dev, don't let Naomi stop her ADHD. I won't.
I know
Place
it's
you
not
don't
Isn't
have
that
it.
guy just Barrett? Yeah, it's
Everyone said he's Barrett, yeah.
Yeah.
PG Barrett. PG
Yeah,
Barrett
yeah.
Barrett.
He really is just.
I think I still
He's
need
like
some
the
practice, but
lawful good
I
Barrett.
won't let you down.
This game is called Hi-Fi Rush. Jolly Apple Girl.
Use
Who asked?
Jolly Apple Girl asked.
some new person. Bow, bow, bow.
Where?
Right
Down
there,
there.
you blindoid.
Oh, I couldn't read her name.
Jolly good.
Dave should solo stream a solo guitar. Yeah, don't you dare fucking complain about me looking up shit offline. Dave will take himself away and then just strum on guitar for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know, that's bad too. You're both bad at your job.
And he does it when he's on his own.
I mean,
You're
there wasn't
both
much
bad at
doing.
your job.
Shut up. Jesus. Just jealous.
I have a feeling, though, that we probably would have played, if we were all like a bit more awake, we probably would have played
Hogwarts?
tonight. Yeah.
Would have been willing to play Hogwarts if I hadn't only had 4 hours of night sleep before.
What? You had more than that?
No, I did not. I went to bed at 1.
Did you?
Yep.
When'd you get up?
6.
That's 5.
okay. I'm
Is it?
Yes.
What? Not enough sleep. Fuck.
Yep.
Wait, because you had to work at 7:30, right?
Actually,
You know, I had to work
we
at
say
8.
mission report.
Isn't
Woke
that
up at
basically
6.
the same?
And there was
Yeah,
probably
but
more
it's
snow
kind of
getting
our
through all
thing.
nonsense.
Semantics are unimportant.
With me, we've half the passwords we need. My plan?
Ugh,
We go after Mimosa.
I forgot.
Head of marketing.
She's on campus preparing the Project Armstrong Festival.
She
We're gonna go fight
looks.
Barbie.
Yep.
She also kind of looks
Polly
like.
Pocket.
So now's your
There's
chance.
something about her reminds me of a character from Ace
That's why
Attorney
we're taking a
series.
back route. The Vandalay Museum connects right to the concert stage. Mimosa is making sure no one misses her
No,
performance.
Bubs, because Dave is less tired than I am.
Narcissism
I am.
a downfall.
Not by much
Hello,
though.
Gwen Cinnamon.
Dave
only
is
have a
fine.
small
He's still
window of
coping with Tom
opportunity,
Cruise's
so you
death
must be
from
careful.
explosive diarrhea. Keep
Very
on streaming, Dave.
professional, Corsica.
No, keep on strumming.
I'll get
Same thing.
compliments on
Strumming.
plans.
Anyway, I've synchronized Corsica's new parts to 808's frequency.
What's this now?
Don't worry, you're gonna love it.
Toots.
Yeah. Is there Rule 34 of this game yet?
I don't know.
With that butt sticking out, there has to be.
Yeah.
There's probably a Rule 34 of all the characters, including the robot.
I'm looking it up.
What happened to this company?
See, this is something that I have to keep off the stream. You guys can't even complain this time because I can't.
Why do you immediately beeline to fucking porn?
I'm sorry, immediately. You've been streaming for 9 minutes before I talked about it.
Oh, wow, a new
It's a
record.
record, guys. It's a record.
Yes, that's how I found out about it.
Try.
I already
There
said
should be a
it.
back route nearby leading to the museum.
You
Oh, damn.
only searched Peppermint.
Hey, I want to take the front route.
Well, she's pretty cute though.
I'm not
How
saying
about
she's
next
not. I'm
time
saying you
we
only
shoot
search
you out of
Peppermint.
Are you
the air
complaining?
right to
No.
where we need to
Well, there we go. What's the complaint? Yeah, I'll just search Hi-Fi Rush. Why is it all porn of the cat?
Because there are
click on
people that
Hi-Fi
are
Rush and
sicker
it's
than
just
you.
People fucking the cat. The whole fucking page is just the cat. Okay, here's like a couple of the girls. Jesus. Wow.
Oh, look, there's the guy. I was right.
Hey, everyone, check this out.
A cat is fine. Yeah, right on the actual Rule 34 website. And it's just cat. The entire fucking first page. Jesus.
Furry's
And
been a
the entire
furry.
second page.
Hey, do you have any idea how long I've been practicing this?
Anyways.
Where's the Barrett porn?
The Barrett guy?
There's already too much Barrett porn.
Oh, there's tons of Barrett porn,
Well,
yeah.
of course there is, but that's because he's aggressive.
Improve.
Where's Subby Barrett?
Subby Barrett.
Oh, but our love is forbidden. Prohibited by our terms of service.
It is a risk I am willing to take.
But what will my boss think?
Do not worry about yourself. I will take the blame.
Seems like mega. If
Wait,
they
how are
said
they gonna bang?
I don't know. But if they said that someone said that this is kind of like an offshoot of
You just
Mega
plug
Man
your
universe.
USB ports in together.
Here, we got the short end of the stick here. I'm stuck with
Maybe?
the old models. I want to watch the show, not clean it up. Well, at least I can still hear it.
Dev is a butt. Thanks, Stug. Such a millennial game. I mean, yes, but I don't mind that, man. Like, okay,
Our millennial.
there's good millennialism and then there's bad millennialism, and we've seen a lot of bad millennialism recently. This is one of the few examples of good millennialism. You can't just call your black man. You see Barrett, Naomi. You fucking racist.
I didn't. Just Barrett light.
All right, so when we see a thin black man, you'll say, "Oh, it's Thin Barrett."
Oh my God, it's
No.
Morgan Freeman.
I'm not racist like you, Dev.
And then when you see like a female black person, you'll be like, "Oh, it's a woman Barrett."
It's Beyonce.
It's Femerit?
Barrett.
Femit?
Femmit.
This game is a callback to when millennials were teenagers and didn't hate the world. See, here's the thing. I'm a millennial. I don't hate the world. I actually think the world is like 99% functional and great. Things are amazing. And like everyone who's like, oh, it's so no, it's because you suck.
Well,
My
I
entire
mean,
generation fucking sucks.
I do suck, but I'm also not a millennial.
Naomi's face
and
right now.
agree, so. Not with you, with hating the world. It's a terrible place.
Naomi's face right now with Dev saying the world is functional, but it is. Is the new Minecraft new map open? Ah, fuck! I forgot to do it. Fuck!
A winning golden can.
I forgot to do it.
Because you're an idiot.
no, I was doing-
lazy.
Engrossed in cleaning.
Naomi.
Devin.
Do you see the stacks of what's on the floor that they can't see right now?
You mean the
What I was
stuff-
working on?
you mean the-
Heroin
You mean the
needles.
stuff they should have
The
handed
heroin
off?
needles.
You mean the stuff you should have handed off to Dave?
Well, I tried to, but he was like, "Fuck you."
Damn it, Dave, do your job.
God damn it, Dave. Fuck off. See, I like went to you this morning. You were like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, that's because I hadn't really
How
slept
about this? How
either.
about this? I'll hand it off to Dave tomorrow. Wait, no. When does the Super Bowl start?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, when does it start tomorrow?
Somewhere between 4 and 5, probably.
Well, I guess that's what you're doing, Dave.
That's what you're doing until Super Bowl. You gotta earn your Super Bowl time, baby.
Now, does that mean it's gonna be busy for my whole fucking shift?
Yeah. So fuck you.
Like, who's gonna be busy for your show?
The store!
Oh, yeah.
Idiot.
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 Where did the fuck you come from? What was that towards? Just Naomi? Just cause?
Yep. Got my Super Bowl time.
You know, basically, UVRO, I have like a short list of jobs that I'm working on, and rather than do the Minecraft map, I did the job that's on the floor right now, or partially did it. I did enough of it, like, Titanium knows what I'm talking about. I did enough of it, enough that I can hand it off to Dave later, and then
But I must polish this door.
my BF is an idiot.
See
Get your
how
shit.
this
Yeah.
door shines.
Fix the floor, just the floor.
Also accurate.
So what I did, the camera doesn't go low enough so you can't see it. I took all of our like physical video games, and I put them into a giant stack. And
A different giant stack than the one we currently have.
I figured out what games we have, so we're not stuck like buying games over again. So it's like, oh shit, I feel like playing LA Noire in the stream. Well, it turns out we have it on PS4, and we have it on 360 twice, and we have it on, I think, PC. So it's like, well, we don't gotta buy that for Xbox.
Yeah, but what if I
or
want my
something.
own copy?
You bought one!
I know.
You have a copy of
Well, that's a
of
bad
LA Noire
example
on
because I already
360.
have LA Noire in 360.
Pretty sure I have a digital copy too.
Yeah. The point I'm getting at is, I wanted to have a catalog of what games all of us own.
Which is gonna take fucking forever, considering Steam.
So I spent something like 4 hours doing all the PS4 and PS5 games.
Dave, are you gonna continue or just wander around this place aimlessly?
Okay, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, I'm trying to find the little dude that was looking for the golden ticket.
Oh, the golden ticket, dude.
How did I get lost again? The compost.
Wait, hold on. How is Steam easy to catalog? Because I have like 10,000 games. I have 10,000 games on Steam.
At this point, I'm not even sure that's an exaggeration.
Yeah, dude.
It's a lot,
Yeah,
It's
we
at least
buys LA Noire for the 16th time, Pikachu.
Yeah, it's at least in the thousands.
Oh, it's definitely in the thousands, for sure.
Yeah. Is it the guy being chased by the thingamabob?
No.
Or chasing the thingamabob?
Steam Library
No.
dynamic filters based on genres. Well, I don't care what the genre is, Dragon Fat. I just want to find out what games we have and
Okay,
put them all into a
so-
giant list. Oh, wait, you can export it into really? Can I export, like, hold on. So this is the gaming computer that we're running this game off right now. And we have access to like 5 or 6 different Steam accounts all in one account. Like the main SFO account has access to like all of our private accounts and some accounts of friends as well. Just so you have access to like everyone's games in one place. Can I just export everyone's into Excel?
Was it a vendor? Was it a guy
No,
walking
he's just like
around?
one of the little blue guys. Probably just walking right past him.
Like all accounts in one, or do I have to? Yeah, because I also wanted to like, list out who owns what games, right? So like, there are some Steam games you own that I don't own, Dave.
Oh my god, just go on the other side of the globe because you haven't looked there yet.
I think it was him.
This robot arm. Oh, sorry.
Nope, wasn't.
Oh, shit.
It's one of the little blue guys.
Was he the guy on a date?
No.
No.
Where did he go?
Can we just forget about him and move on?
Yeah, I think I'll have to. Worst case, I'll just come back.
Naomi, I own all the games because I own you two fucks. Giga chat. Alright, I'll take a look at that. Dragon Fat. Thank you. What is this C open?
You should
Oh, that's-
export it into a separate Excel file in case it already messes up what you currently have going.
Yeah, well.
I don't know. You act so dumb all the time that I feel the need to tell you very basic things. So.
Naomi.
Dev.
Whenever I do that to you, because you act so dumb that I tell you very basic things, you're really mad at me.
That's because I was already gonna do the basic thing. You're the.
Like I was?
No,
you
you
fuck.
weren't. No, you weren't.
Okay, go see a fucking counselor. Shut up.
You just finished his quest and you got the life piece from him already. You didn't even notice.
Oh, I did.
Wow.
Oh my god. Wow.
Dude, we're all like out of it today.
I am so yeah.
We're all fucking. Like,
I looked in and I said, "Oh, are you like categorizing those games by alphabet?" You're like, "Are you serious, dude?" Oh god.
I'll have to charge up enough energy to blow out the flames. But you've only got a few
the floor
more
has all the
before it
Naomi
starts
at Hago picks, yeah.
You got this?
Oh.
Right.
Somebody
it's
mod
air.
Karmest. Because they deserve it for pointing at everyone's stupidity.
Dev acts like an incompetent child that forces GF to do the most basic things for him.
There we
To
go.
be fair, we're both like that to each other
Go
at
on,
times.
Ty. You gotta act quick.
Okay, do you guys recall the lore for a while?
I
I don't know if this was before Naomi or what, but the lore for a while was that like the floor of the studio was just covered in shit, and we just didn't clean up.
Literal shit?
Yes, like there was actually just like an inch of diarrhea down there,
Jesus.
and we're just like, yeah, you guys can't see it; it's off the screen. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. No, there was one time like on the break. We came back and I was like, Dave, how could you shit all over the walls behind the camera that they can't see? Dave, how could you do that to us?
God. That got old quick.
I mean, it makes the most
Dave!
sense that you'd do it, Dave.
Don't pay a plumber and shit on the floor, Giga Chad.
Everybody rock the dinosaur. Ah, God!
Nope.
Dude, there's like old jokes in the show that were really funny. Fuck. 10 years worth of inside jokes, man.
You got this, Mac.
You cold?
Was it a Game Grumps joke? I don't fucking know. Dude, we said this like 4 or 5 years ago.
I mean, Dev usually steals a lot of his jokes from Game Grumps,
Oh,
so.
fuck
Yep. The
You're only
online
saying that
community.
because it's true.
Well, was it good, Game Grumps? Was
I
it
don't
like-
know. All Game Grumps is probably bad. Hashtag Game Grumps was always bad.
Listen. It's mostly bad because it's been like 9 years now without JonTron. Danny year 1. Oh, okay. Here's the thing. I watched the first couple years of Danny, but I didn't really like it that much. I was holding on hope they would get better, and there was like some okay moments, but it wasn't that good. It's only gotten worse. Like Game Grumps is like unfucking bearable at this point. But the JonTron era, good shit. Good shit.
Knowing your sense of humor, I can't take your opinions on this seriously anymore.
What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, I found like enough of it was funny, but I couldn't sit through a lot of it.
You couldn't sit there for like hours and hours and just enjoy it?
No. I would just sit there going, I would rather just be playing the game myself. As one does.
That's what you do. That's why you... Dude, I'm pretty sure you've played more games that you never would have played otherwise on this show.
For good or bad, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To be at the show.
Bonk!
Now prepare to get burned.
Oh, I wonder what I have to do here.
Oh, you have to use...
Cool. Putting out fires is my
so.
specialty.
Wait.
Figuratively and literally.
Wait, I couldn't watch their Dark Souls 3 thing because the parts were 10 minutes each. Well, back in the day, like a 10-minute and 15-minute Let's Play parts were the norm, you know? That's how it always was.
Yeah, I remember you had to fight your tooth and nail to get you to extend parts to an hour.
Yeah. And even now, like, I'm not, committed to an hour ideologically. I think if you have to end it like 45 minutes, you gotta go to the washroom or something, I'm okay with it. It's like, yeah, okay, sure.
Except for the times you get mad at me. You're like, but Naomi, it hasn't been an hour.
That was like years ago.
Yeah, well, I hold grudges for a long time.
Okay. I'm gonna hold grudges for everything you did. Okay, here, hold on. Without going into details. Without going into details,
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
Naomi and I, we were both like awful to each other the first year of our relationship.
Yeah.
Without going into details. And we now look back on that and it's like, how do we stay together? It's like you did
Stupidity.
You did some really fucking bad things, and so
So
did
did
I.
you.
So did I. Yes, absolutely. And we're like, man, like we wouldn't do that to each other now. Like we've talked about it. We're like, what do you mean? It's like no, like that's terrible.
Yeah.
I think we both were just like we had bad habits from like previous relationships we had to like get over. You know. Hey, don't you agree?
Yes.
Okay, good. Naomi, you remember small insignificant shit that your BF did from years ago to berate him, Giga Chad? Yeah, Peppermint is still big. John Grumps is mandatory viewing for YouTube fans, put that shit in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. If you like old, like, John Grumps, once that ended, is like the beginning of the end of old YouTube. Dev sits like a millennial? Why? Because I sit cross-legged? Do millennials sit? Is that a millennial thing, sitting cross-legged?
I am so glad we didn't have to tragically destroy
Well, I can
you,
tell it's an
Lady
autist
Corsica.
thing.
Is it really? I thought it was like a short legs thing.
Well, I only have you and Dom as a basis, but
No, Naomi just sits cross-legged sometimes.
Only for short periods of time because my hips can't take it. I also just sit really fucking weird for a human being, so.
This game actually is fun and pirable. Dude, it's so funny. I'm like, I mean, can you just sit up normally? You're just like, no, and you just like, you just like lay out across the fucking everything.
Because it's comfy.
You like break your legs and put them in weird positions and stick them up. It's like, okay.
Kind of wish I could. I wish I had robot legs so I could just put them wherever I want them. Be comfortable.
well, if you go to this island, you can get them, but they might kill you after.
Yeah, I don't
So we're
want
best
that.
friends. We're still. Dev breathes there like a Victorian woman. Actually, guys, I have a question about that. Okay, just out of curiosity, how often can you hear one of us breathing into the mic accidentally? You're just like, if I like,
I don't know.
see, my nose points like directly down. It's a big fat Roman nose. I'm just like, you can probably hear that whenever I breathe hard out of my nose. Not often. Are they ever? Okay, cool. Once every 5th stream. All right.
Yeah, you go for your
Oh, because you know I've noticed?
Yearly
I've
heart
like
attack.
Recently I just tuned in to a bunch of stream VODs for some reason. I was trying to find like a moment. And
A moment.
a moment. And I was like I click over and I'm like, geez, someone's breathing in their mic. I go to the next one, click somewhere, someone's breathing in their mic. Like, I got like 4 or 5 just randomly, like, and each time I clicked around, it was like a mic breathe, and I was like, shit, like someone must have gotten unlucky. Yeah. Is the theme of this stream bullying Dev or something? Yeah,
yes,
pretty much.
that's the theme of this.
We all get bullied, to be honest.
Nope.
Yeah. Fuck you. You're getting bullied.
I like chill streams more.
No, bully streams are fun.
Yeah, but Dev deserves to be bullied.
You deserve to be bullied.
No.
Wait, I can hear you breathe because I'm listening to you from the white van outside your window.
Oh, shit. Wait, where did you park? You better not be blocking my car.
Well, I, for one, am very interested.
It's fine. It's probably parked in the schoolyard.
The Splatoon 3 Splatfest this time around has one team shooting coom-colored ink.
Gross.
And we're in the walls. Alright, wall livers report in. If you're a wall liver, I want to see you post...
Wall liver?
Ceiling livers count too.
Yeah, and also basement livers.
Well,
I want
we
you to
don't
all
have
post...
a basement.
I want you to all post... Yeah, someone else lives there, yeah. I want you to all post the ceiling and the attic and the wall liver emote. Go. You know which one it is. I'm in the air vents, and while I was up here, I took a look at your wiring. You gotta tell you to get a new electrician.
Probably.
That's probably true.
Probably.
This is an old house.
When was this built again?
1910s or something?
No, what did you
Sure
said?
it was.
I think you said 30s last time I asked.
30s? Okay.
I thought it was more like the 60s.
No, much older than the 60s. Dude, we have non-standard size windows, man. It's like from before manufacturing.
True.
Modern manufacturing.
Well, hello there. I give directions on the exhibit, but you seem to
You
be
haven't heard of wall livers?
Yep.
Another
Yes, I know.
Please do not.
It's
Power
also
Slim
livers
Nico's
of the people that you
I've been watching
bodies
too much
you hide.
House. I'm just thinking of like wall livers, like the organ.
Yeah, I already
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
I'm the guy that shits in your furnace. Thanks, buddy.
Have a furnace?
No, we don't actually.
No.
We have a water tank.
Yeah, it's
Our
radiator.
house is water heated. Hot water goes to the pipes, heats up the place. Apparently, it's like very power efficient to do it that way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
God. Yep, definitely combination of a yeah.
Oh wait, there's no wall livers in the chat.
Ace
None of
Attorney
them posted
meets
the wall liver emote.
Jam is my name.
We got an attic liver. That's close enough.
Right. Dev pisses in the water tank to get free heating.
Ew.
The hell.
I am the man who shits in your furnace while you sleep. I am the knight. Dave have a stroke, probably. Oh god.
No, I was trying to
The
think
emote
of
is literally just Giga Chad. Like, obviously. Come on.
God.
Okay, can you guys context clues, you fucks?
I know.
Your brain is too fucking weird to be context clues.
Dave have a stroke. Okay, speaking of strokes, there was a woman. It was a news anchor, all right, and she had a stroke in the middle of giving her speech. Like, it wasn't a speech, but like giving the news report, right? So she's like, I'm
Middle of the broadcast.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm here at the scene where what's his name came out of the courthouse, and here's what we know right now. And she's just like, she's doing a very normal newscast, and she just starts going, but like nothing else changes. She doesn't fall over. She doesn't have like a headache. She doesn't like nothing goes wrong with her. But her entire speech center shuts down, and she just starts saying random syllables.
Yeah.
Not random words, random syllables.
Yeah.
She's like, and it's like, and she just acted like everything's completely fine, nothing's changed. She's just saying random syllables.
Are you sure it was a stroke then?
Yeah, it turned out later it was a stroke. Yeah, she just had like a very specific type of stroke that only affected that. Dev's
Now
fade.
look, Dev, now you have a fade.
What is a fade?
A fade is short hair.
But yeah, it's you know, like Will Smith, the hot top, and then like it'll just kind of looks like really short. Shit.
But I just shaved my head. There's no fade here.
Dev doesn't know what a fade is. 2023.
Dev forces your employee to continue the stream after you had a stroke.
Sounds like Dev.
But anyway, she like basically she just continued her report, and she later reported that she thought she was just saying everything normally. She was just saying the rest of what she had to say, but it was coming out as like gobbledygook, and she didn't know.
Gobbledygook? You mean like the goblin language?
The goblin language. And then so she just like afterwards, she's just like, and they just brought her to the hospital.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Dave, don't get lost.
Well, I'm having a stroke, so.
I'll fucking stroke better. Or worse, I guess.
Maybe we should keep watching House.
Just trying to.
Goblin language is called Hobrew. Fuck off.
That's racist.
God, there's that one comment that keeps coming up because I'm like looking back through comments on the gaming channel, and I keep noticing it, and it's just like someone is rewatching our Breath of the Wild, and you said it like 5 times now. He's posted different parts. He posted, it's always amazing how whenever Dave plays an open world game like this, every 90 seconds his brain just like reboots, and he has to run in a random fucking direction.
That's right.
It's like, oh yeah, the quest markers is
That's right. That is correct.
Don't mention those robotics led her to solve
Dave gets
the
lost in the
global
game.
energy
Get chicken.
crisis.
That's right.
It's almost like they're mocking her.
Peppermint, let's focus.
Okay, moving on.
The only stroke Dave is having with his willy at night.
Gotta sleep somehow.
That's not true. Dave would break his wrist.
With games like Hi-Fi and Metroid,
Listen here,
Shadow
no one to
drops,
talk.
Do you think shadow drops during directs and showcases will be the new norm? If they keep being this successful, yes. So I have a feeling that Metroid Prime's remaster is going to be successful. This was pretty successful. If they keep shadow dropping games with massive success and they just avoid like the 3-year hype buildup, it might become the norm.
I mean, it's nice to have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
If you have a general idea of like Q1, Q2, etc.
Oh god. So earlier I thought this, but I didn't say it.
Stop it right there!
I thought this looked like a Resident Evil hallway, and then a dog's gonna jump through the glass at some point.
Maybe they were referencing that.
David's a CPU reseat. He's gotta reseat his brain. Oh god. Okay, so here's how I read Reddit. I turn on a video and do other things while I listen to it, right? With like that Microsoft Sam voice playing the Reddit thread. I was listening to a Reddit thread. It was doctors seeing their worst like medical mishap, and I think I might have said this before actually. This is a few months ago. Basically, there was a guy who was in a massive fucking just drinking while he's attacking you. There was a guy who was in a massive fucking motorbike accident, right? And he gets into the hospital, and like he's walking around, he's fine, but like there's clearly something wrong with him. There's tons of blood, but he like doesn't have anything like wrong. He's like, yeah, so like I feel kind of lightheaded because of blood loss, but like my arms and legs aren't broken, everything's fine. And there's like the doctor's like, well, what happened? It was like a big pileup, right? And like people have like lost their legs, all this crazy shit. And it's like, well, what's wrong with you? And he's like, well, like the fucking the transport truck hit me in the head. And he's still wearing his helmet.
Oh
it's
no.
Like, the transport truck hit me in the head.
Oh no.
But I'm fine. I just hurt a lot and I've lost a lot of blood. And like, okay, so I guess I have to take a look at your head.
Oh no.
So they go. You know what it is, right?
No.
Oh, I do.
Oh no.
I do. It reminds me of a story. It's someone who probably knows fantasy related.
They take his helmet off, and his entire skull has been destroyed, and his brain just falls out, and he dies instantly as soon as you take the helmet out. The helmet off.
Yep.
The helmet was holding his brain into place, and as soon as they removed the helmet, it just said bloop. It just fell out of his head, and he just instantly died. It's like you can't do anything for him. Like you can leave the helmet on his head, but like he's gonna die eventually, right? Like
Figures you'd side with him.
Within hours, probably.
Yeah.
What a twist!
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, there's a short story where a major character in said story, they think that he's fine, and yeah, it turns out that he got hit. He like hit in the head with a hammer or something like that.
Oh, is Vampire the Masquerade Blood 2 back?
Yeah, I think it's back in that. I think it's back again.
I still don't care.
So it's gonna be shit. We won't know it. Wait, do you not have any happy stories at all? It's always morbid horrors. Those are the best kind, though.
Those are what piques Dev's interest.
I love the morbid curiosity shit. It's always cool.
I think the world's 99% great. Also, look at all this morbid, disgusting shit I know about.
Yeah, of course. Oh, you're getting owned. You're getting owned. You heard that story before? Damn. Like, there's always weird stories in those medical Reddits about, like, people with, like, tons of maggots living in their leg or something, or, like, it's, like, really gross stuff, right? There was one guy who, like, sat on a couch for 10 years, and his wife just brought him food, and it turns out he had grown into the couch. Like, his skin had, like, fused with the fucking fabric of the couch. There was one dude who, like, wore socks for 3 years, and like his skin grew into the socks. There was one guy who wore a beanie for about 15 years, and he just let his hair grow through the beanie, and you couldn't take it off anymore. Just like really disgusting. Like a lot of these stories from this are just like disgusting, right? But the guy's brain falls out when you take his helmet off. That like takes the fucking cake. I guess that's wild. There's something cool ones though. Like there's like the old Tim, is it Tim Pool? That's Tim Pool's fate. There are some cool ones though, because there's like the old like Greatest Generation guys who are still somehow alive, like 110, and they're like strong as fucking nails.
Yeah, survived. Like, I survived the war. I survived this.
There was one dude who like he was chainsawing a bunch of wood, and the saw like reflected back somehow and like cut into his leg, into his thigh, and because the thigh has which one has 2 bones? It's the thigh, right? It has 2 bones. And then it's the calf that has 1 bone.
You think of the femur versus the calf. No, the calf has 2.
The calf has 2, are you sure?
Yeah.
Just feel
tibia and fibula, I believe. And it's the femur for the... Because the femur is the longest bone in your body.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so... he cut it into his calf then. Lower leg has 2 bones. Yeah, okay, so he cut it into his calf. He cut all the way through one of the bones and most of the way through the second bone. Because the chainsaw reflected back. And he's like, oh, shit! He's like, well, this kind of sucks. But I gotta finish this job. So he pours gasoline on it to sterilize it. He wraps it in duct tape. He finishes the job of cutting all the wood with the chainsaw. And he's like, well, I'm actually feeling pretty good. Like, I think I'm okay. He goes to bed. He gets up the next day, and his wife is like, what the fuck did you do? Go to the fucking hospital. He's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. It only hurts a little bit. He's like, go to the fucking hospital. And then he goes, and he walks in on this fucking destroyed leg. And like finally, like the last little bit of bone snaps, and he's like, "Oh, I can't walk anymore. This sucks." and keep in mind, this guy's like fucking 70 or something. He doesn't give a shit. He's like a war vet. He's like, "Yeah," and the doctors are like, "Does it hurt?" He's like, "Well, it's about a 6 out of 10."
Oh my god.
Now there's a man, all right.
There's a fucking idiots.
Yeah, no, that's
Fuck
dumb.
you for saying that's a man. Fuck you. God.
I can't fit him in. Yeah, Dev just, you know what? King of the Hill fans like, yeah, Hank's a good guy. Dev's like, I love Cotton. I love Cotton Hill. He killed Fetty Man. I killed Fetty Man. Cotton's such a piece of shit.
Yeah, go ahead, Blonde. Here's the thing, though. Unironically, if you do have to like disinfect a wound and you have nothing else, gasoline works.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it'll work. There was that one chick who survived falling out of an airplane. And she landed in a jungle.
Yep.
And she had to like swim up the fucking Amazon to South America. She had to swim up the Amazon to like get back to civilization. And she had like tons of maggots in her arm. And what she did is she stole someone's gasoline. She found like a boat. She took the gasoline, just poured it, and like all the maggots just like came out and like exploded and died. It's like damn.
Yep.
But listen, you want like a fast acting disinfectant? And like bug repellent, gasoline will do it.
Isn't it methanol?
I think so. Yeah. How to be a man: lose an arm, don't complain, Giga Chad. Has mustard been officially banned as a fry condiment yet in Canada? Why would it be?
No.
I don't think I've ever used mustard as a condiment. For fries.
Okay. I was like, Dave, hot dogs? Like, what the fuck?
What? Yeah, no. I've used mustard as a condiment a lot of times. Whole grain mustard's fantastic.
Oh, that's what he meant by fries. I thought fry like you fry it in mustard.
No, like French fries.
Oh, okay.
Chips. That stuff.
I brush my teeth with gasoline.
That's gross.
You
probably shouldn't do that.
There's actually like a chemical that is it's like a very dangerous chemical, but it's neutralized by gasoline. So like the treatment for it, if you have it like on your skin, is to pour gas on yourself. And they're like, listen, if you're gonna do this, don't fucking be near any flame, because like, Christ. Oh god, that reminds me, Naomi. Do you remember the guy, the dick inject guy? That story?
Maybe. I think I'll remember if you tell it.
Okay, so there's a dude, and he gets with like a random chick. It's like a hookup, right? A Tinder hookup. He's like, listen, I have this amazing chemical. It makes you last like really, really long. You just inject this into your dick, and you'll be able to like come like crazy. You'll stay hard after you come. We can go all night. And he's like, yeah, dude, that sounds great. So she injects his dick with this chemical, and he is able to like come dozens of times in a night. He lasts all night. Like he never gets soft. Like he's good to go. However, several days later, it turns out that whatever was in the chemical has destroyed his penis.
So the croc. Is that croc shit?
And it's like turning black. And
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It fell off.
So he's like, well, something's wrong with my dick. Here's what I'll do to fix it. I'll rub it with some olive oil, and then I'll wrap it in was it like wax paper or something?
Yeah.
Or like it was wax paper, and then he like taped the wax paper closed, and I'll just walk around like that for like 3 or 4 days, and I'll be okay, right? I think so. That'll treat it. Then he goes to a restaurant and he's standing up to piss. He's standing up to piss in this restaurant, and he starts peeing, and the pressure of his pee launches his dick off into the, but not his urethra. So it launches his dick off into the urinal, but he still has like the urethra hanging out.
Yeah.
So that started like flapping around, like spraying piss everywhere.
I'm glad that
And so he decides to take his dick.
Compartmentalize this.
He takes his dick. He puts it in like an ice cup. Waits several days to go to the hospital. Then he brings it to the hospital. He's like, something's wrong with my dick. Here it is in this fucking melted ice cup.
Fuck.
And he just had like a floppy pee tube. It's such a shit show. My God!
Floppy
that guy
pee
deserved to lose his dick. Okay, scroll back up so we can read Blonde's story.
Pee tube, floppy pee tube. So, also, he wanted to keep his dick, but the doctor didn't let him.
I mean, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah. One night, this is Blonde's story. One night, it was like 2 a.m. and I wanted to make celery with peanut butter. I was cutting celery with a knife, but there was no peanut butter. But I thought some might be in the garage, so I go to the garage. I decided to go in with the knife in my hand. I trip and accidentally stab my thigh. But instead of waking up my parents and telling them, I got a first aid kit and treat the wound myself. I don't want to call an ambulance and pay all that money.
Yeah. Reminds me of the time where my dog usually slept in my room with me.
Yeah.
And she wanted to just randomly go out in the middle of the night. And I was like, fuck, okay. So it's, in the middle of winter in Canada.
Yeah.
And it was snowstorming.
Yeah.
And so the snow's halfway up the door.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, fuck, okay. So I let her out because she won't, she has to go, So she went outside and went and then came back. And then I couldn't shut the door.
Oh.
So I spent, and this is before any of my siblings. So I was younger than the age of 9. I actually think, I don't remember how old, but pretty young.
Yep.
So
you should have fallen through that.
I know.
So I spent like an hour, maybe 2 hours, I don't know how long it was, just trying to close the fucking door. And I don't even know why it wouldn't close to this day. I have no idea why it wouldn't close.
Maybe it was frozen?
No, but I got all the snow out of the way with my tiny child hands.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't stay shut. Something was blocking it, but I wasn't sure what it was. So then I finally had to go wake up my parents. They were both pissed at me. And I was just like, I'm so sorry, but she had to go out, and then I cleared the snow, but it wouldn't close, so they were both pissed. But the next morning, when my dad opened up the door, the snow was back up into the same spot.
Oh.
Which means that if that hadn't happened, it would have been covering the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh shit. Well,
damn.
Hooray, I guess.
There's a generator nearby.
Wasn't really worth getting yelled at though.
Nah. Let me read Blonde's second part, okay? So he drives to the doctor's office. The doctor's office is closed. So I go home and go to sleep. And this is a deep cut, by the way. I cut through the flesh and muscle. I can near see the bone. But instead of telling one, I just keep the wound bandaged and disinfecting it. I didn't even miss work the next day. I had a little scar like 45 days later.
Jesus.
Nice. So there was, man. So what was all of our worst injuries then? Dave, for you was it? Oh,
shit.
That was that one. so for Dave, for you, I'm gonna assume it was when you like cut your finger to the point that you almost like you were like bleeding out and you were like getting lightheaded and your dad had to like go back to civilization to bring you back.
No, it wasn't. It was more than that, dude.
Oh.
Oh no! Fuck. All right, I'll have to. No, we were in the middle of nowhere on the sailboat, in the middle of Lake Huron, and I'm having a water fight with our family friend.
Yeah.
And it's like the bottle slips, catches the top of my finger, and starts cutting. It basically cut through part of the tendon, or it was like, it was. So it cuts through part of the tendon, and we go to use a powerboat to go back to civilization for me to go to a hospital, get stitches and stuff.
Yeah.
And the rope catches around part of the engine and punches a hole the size of a fucking baseball through it.
Oh.
So now we're stuck in the middle of nowhere. I'm bleeding out. Thankfully, there's first aid kit, so my fingers like swaddle like this. Oh shit.
There we go.
What the hell?
Into the hole, dude.
I don't think that's it.
Nope, it's not.
I don't think so. That's very interesting.
You were saying, Dave?
Yeah, so my dad had to use the sailboat to tow the powerboat back to a marina, and then they had to go and find someone that could actually drive me to a hospital because there was nothing in that town. It's a town of maybe like 1,000 people without a proper hospital.
And they just like grabbed someone, was like, can you borrow your car?
No, there's a guy that offered to drive.
Oh.
Okay, what the hell?
Well, why do you keep going this way if there's no way to go?
No, there is a way to go, I think, if that's the case. Maybe if that runs out, I have to jump onto that one and then I can make it onto
that, dude.
Oh, I don't know what else to do. Oh, wait.
You haven't even investigated the other direction yet.
What, this?
Well, no, once it runs out, there's ledges on this side.
Is there? Oh, let's see. There is.
Yeah, that's a dead end.
Staff only.
Dead end.
So that was like there's a target you gotta shoot in the right. It says bravo. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Target, Okay.
See it?
I don't actually.
I'm gonna assume for you, Naomi, it was the whole ice thing.
No, I didn't get injured from that.
Oh?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah, there. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I didn't get injured from that. That was just a really scary experience.
Okay. So what was your worst injury?
Actually, my worst injury was my stitches on my chin.
Was it a lawnmower thing?
Nope. I was.
I vaguely recall this.
Very young. I was still going to daycare, so I assume I was somewhere around 4, maybe 5, and I fell on the playground or bumped my chin in the pool. Because the bad part was that bad enough that it was bleeding a lot, but then I fell. So I don't remember where these things happened. It was so long ago.
Oh,
there we go.
But I fell and hit my chin and was bleeding, and it was kind of messed up, but I didn't have to go to the hospital. But then I fell somewhere again and fell on the same place, and then I needed to go to the hospital to get stitches. Yep.
Oh, okay.
I still have the scar. I mean, I'm surprised you haven't noticed.
I noticed.
Yeah. It's very faint though at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's from when I was 4.
Yeah. Well, there was one kid, I think he was a year older than you, Dave. He had a giant fucking slash from something across his face. By the time he was an adult, it was basically gone. Because it happened when he was 5 years old.
Meanwhile, my birthmark removal.
Yeah, it's definitely less than it was though. He had a pretty big scar from that.
Oh, it's still there.
It's less than it was though.
It's less prominent, I will say.
So, I've seen too much. Says, I almost cut my wrist to the bone once. Had to be calm and do a makeshift bandage to get to the ER.
Yep.
Yeah. I know. There was
in a pinch.
There was a chick named Vanessa in my school year.
Oh, her.
Who fell through a window and opened her fucking wrist up, and she's like, I'm gonna die in 30 seconds if I don't stop this right now. Yep. And she almost did die, in fact. I had a sunburn named Hell's Itch that gave me a sunburn with damage similar to radioactive poisoning. Basically, it was an itch that felt like particles being shot through you, and it got worse the more you scratched it. Menthol and aloe made it way worse because it would go through my pores and burned me. So I just had to take a shit kind of painkillers to went away. Oh my god. My worst injury is seeing Dev bald. So obviously one of my worst injuries was the
knee one.
The falling off the bike and destroying half my body.
Yeah.
Where you can see my my toe bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were there for that one, Dave.
Yes, yes.
You were like 17 or something, right?
I think you're exaggerating. I still think you exaggerated.
Dude, okay. Here's the story. Dave, we were on the east side of town was the old video rental place. On the west side of town was Dave's parents' house. Dave wanted to play Sonic Adventure 2. He had never played it. And he had a GameCube. So we went over there, and I was like, okay, sure. You rent Sonic Adventure 2. And we're flying back across town, down the main road, one of the main roads. Get back to your place, you can play Sonic Adventure 2 at your parents' place. As fast as we fucking can. Going on our bikes. And I, like a retard, I'm going max speed on the bike at the lowest setting. I decided, and I'm like pedaling like crazy, I decided to change like 5 gears at once. I destroy my bike chain. And then I immediately tip over and then get pinned underneath my bike and then slide, and the entire left side of my body gets like just ripped up from the road.
Road rash.
And I slide into a curb. And I don't know if you recall, Dave, that was basically where Public Works was. You recall where it was?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The fire hall.
And I was like, and you come over, and I'm like lying there on the ground, like laughing. It's like, wow, that was fucking retarded, wasn't it? I'm like laughing my head off, and you're like, Dev, are you alive? And I was like, yeah, man, it's cool. I'm just like laughing like crazy. Don't you remember that?
I remember you laughed like a moron.
Yeah, and you said it one morning, like, Dev, you're enjoying this. I'm like, I'm not enjoying it. I just think it's funny. You remember that? I have a really vivid memory of this because it was fucking. It was one of like, even I was like, this was stupid. Like I was falling. I was just thinking, you're an idiot. Like, why did you do this?
Yeah.
We gotta hydrate.
I ran out of things to hydrate with. I forgot my water bottle.
Me too, actually.
I mean, to add on to my Stitches story, since Dave doesn't remember it happening, or believe the severity, we'll say, is that when we went to the hospital, my memory of this feels so fucking surreal. Because I remember, like, laying in the bed and, I had to get stitches, right? Because it was bleeding. It hadn't stopped bleeding for, like, a day or two.
Yeah.
And so I remember the lady doctor being like, okay, so I'm going to put this face cloth on your face, and I'm going to give you the stitches, and that's going to be that. There was like no local anesthesia or anything, like there was no numbing cream, there was nothing. So I remember her giving me the stitches with this face cloth on my face, screaming, like my fucking head off. Cause like, I don't have a high pain tolerance, I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah.
And she took the face cloth off and was like, oh my god, you did such a good job, you didn't scream once. And I was like, what? Yes I did, I screamed a whole bunch.
Were you like screaming quietly?
No, I was screaming very loudly. But like my parents included both said that I'd never screamed once when that happened.
Maybe you're just imagining it.
I don't fucking know. I remember screaming, and I remember being like a face cloth wouldn't be able to cover up the sound of my screams. Because I'm a very loud human being.
Yes, I know. Dave is the kind of guy to have a childhood big brother that tells him that blue fire is cold.
No, I had a sister, but
Oh,
she
your
thankfully
fire is cold.
no. She just showed me how to put gas in the tennis ball and then light on fire, and I did that, and then my parents found out, and they freaked out so much that they didn't want me to have anywhere near fire or candles, and nagged me about it even into my 20s.
Dave, remember that time when you were 6 years old and you lit a tennis ball on fire? Now that you're 25, we're gonna keep bringing it up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's that. Why do you think I am so anti-authority at times? That's why. Because I was raised by people that were like so fucking overbearing.
Blonde says, when I was 3 or 4, I accidentally slammed the toilet bowl on my dick. And mom and sister came rushing to the room. My dick is purple. I'm crying. My parents and sister can't stop laughing. To make me feel better, my mom tried to compare it to Barney the dinosaur. She kept saying purple dinosaur. My parents told me the story and explained why I fear toilet bowls.
What about Purple Helmet Warrior?
Anybody have more stories? I can finish mine, actually. So we start like biking back to your place. My bike's fucked, and I'm in no shape to fix it. So I'm just like I'm sitting on the bike, and I'm like using my feet to like kick off from the ground, just roll back. And as we started getting closer to your house, I'm like, oh yeah, it's starting to hurt now, Dave. You remember that? I was like, oh, it's starting to hurt now, dude.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, so we get back to your place, and we flop down on your couch, and you pop in Sonic Adventure, and I just sit beside you, and I sit there for like hours just in like agonizing pain. I'm just sitting there like, Dave, are you enjoying? Are you having fun? Are you? Oh. And you're just playing Sonic Adventure 2, having a good time, like oblivious to what's going on with me. But like, here's what happens, okay? So, a giant like area of right here on this arm, right here, was like a chunk was torn out, okay? And in fact, the scab lasted about 3 months because it was so deep and so big, and it looked like a flaming meteor. Remember that? Because there was like a big circle area and then like the little rocks and bits going up. It looked like a falling meteor. I was like, this is actually really cool.
And one time I had a scar that a bruise that looked like a Calgary Flame symbol.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Then I had like a bunch of tiny scratches on my thighs and on my side. I had like a big fucking like surface level scratch all over this calf. It was all surface level, but it was all just torn up. Like the whole thing with like just like a layer of skin was just ripped off and it was just bleeding everywhere. And then my baby toe, the knuckle of my baby toe was exposed, and you could see, because I had sandals on, you could see the fucking like bone, like the white bone, and it was like covered in blood, but it was there, and it was like this one was deep. This one took a long time to fucking, and you can still see the scar. That one, the rest of the scars are gone. You can still see this scar. In fact, I think I showed it to you, Naomi.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty much like it's very thin, tight skin. That's like, ooh, that was a deep cut. Yeah. Whew. But yeah, I just I lied there on your couch in agony, and like after a few hours, everything started like pussing, because that's what wounds do. After they're done bleeding, but they're still like really fucked up, they'll pus a lot. So like there was just this fluid pouring out of my leg, and like your mom, I think it was your mom who got me just paper towels. I was like just mopping up. I was like, all right. So I'm just like every few minutes, I'm just like.
Yep.
You remember that shit?
I remember her going, it can't be that bad.
And it was that bad. Your mom was a fucking nurse and she didn't even help me. Good stretch.
It's because it's you.
We're seeing dry habits, and I fell out of a shopping cart when I was 4 and broke my arm. I can't really think of anything else close to the elbow. I can move off my head.
Like I slammed my finger in a door and broke that, and then had to go to work camp. When I went out the window.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because I mean, it wasn't for the nicest reason at all, but I split my shin open as well.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
I haven't really had. Look, I technically have a really bad injury that I don't remember.
Yeah, apparently I broke my foot at one point when I was like 2 years old. I don't remember it though.
Yeah, because like there's apparently some story about a babysitter spilling pork chop grease on my head, and I have a bald spot.
What?
No, seriously, because
no, I know you have a bald spot. Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, no, but like the story doesn't fucking make any sense. But this is what I got told. So I got told that the story changed a little bit through the retellings of people, but we'll say it was a babysitter.
Yeah.
Not like a young person, like an adult babysitter, because I was a baby.
Yep.
Was making pork chops and like had me sitting somewhere, I guess near the oven, and they spilled the pork chop grease onto my head. But the only leftover remnants of that is a bald spot that I have like on my scalp that refuses to grow any hair. So you think other things would be scarred,
yeah.
You know? But I got nothing. I got one teeny tiny bald spot that I can cover up with hair. That's it. So that's technically my worst injury. Technically. But I don't remember it, and I don't actually know how true the story is.
I don't know. I know that my mom was really mad at your mom. Because I came home that night, and I was like, Mom, look at what happened to me. And she's like, oh my God, why didn't Dave's mom do anything?
You know, I like how you never refer to Dave's mom by her name.
Good.
I know, it's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's probably a product of, like, childhood.
Yeah, because I've known her since, like, 5 years old.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember, like, at that point, like, moving was just painful. Like, you move the arms, like, oh, and, like, the skin was, like, crinkling because it was all scabby. It's like, oh, like, everything was fucking painful. So I, like, have to get into bed. I'm like, oh, like, lying into my bed. And I just, like, lied there in like fucking perfect, like I just wasn't moving at all, just in pain, and just like waking up every 15 minutes the entire fucking first night of having that injury. I was just like, oh, and then I woke up the next day, and I was so fucked. I was like, oh my god, it felt like I didn't get any sleep, and I'm just like, I'm in so much pain. And like trying to get up, and okay, that was probably the worst like wake up after a sleep that I've ever had. Is that fucking morning after the injury, opening my eyes and just realizing why I was so fucked up, like just flashes of memory of what sleeping was like last night, and I was just like,
don't you gotta use the gun girl to break through those?
I tried.
I was just,
See?
Looks like it's... maybe try new girl.
No, it's fine.
Oh, no, you did it? Okay. Just more because they're big. What was the other worst injury I had? I definitely sprained my thumb.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, but never went to the hospital for it. Okay, I was playing Capture the Flag with classmates, and I tripped and landed like forward, but my hand somehow ended up under my body, and I landed and my thumb was out, and I just landed. Look, it swelled actually about that big. Yeah. Never didn't go to the hospital, and it stopped being swollen after a couple days. And I was just like, okay.
There was one kid I knew who got hit by a car. All right, it was Scott actually, and his legs swelled up inside of his pants, and it got to the point that the pants were stuck on him.
They had to cut him out of the pants.
Gross.
I've heard of that before.
What else?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I've been hit by a car. I think 5 or 6 times now at this point, and none of those car hits, being hit by a car, were worse than that fall. The car hits were actually I bounced back from them like that. No fucking problem. No problem. Getting hit by a car, no big deal. But that fucking fall was brutal.
Should get hurt. Only way to spark some change.
When are you guys gonna take a break?
No one wants.
Should we? Do you want us
Just
to?
go beat the boss and then we'll take a break.
It's too late. Why do we do this to ourselves? It's a vicious
You must be getting close.
And I'm supposed
I've been
to be
doing this for an hour.
How big were the cars? How fast? Well, I mean, in my case, it was a pickup truck, and it wasn't that fast. It was kind of gunning out of.
Did you hit me with the car? No, you didn't.
No, I got hit by. I was on my bike. I got hit by a truck.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much all.
See, I'm a safe pedestrian and I've never been hit by a vehicle.
It was November. It was freezing rain. It was really slippery, and I was on the left side of the road, but I was cutting across to go to the other side so I can just go straight down Lansing, actually.
Yeah.
And this guy darted out and he nailed me.
Well, all of my injuries were very slow injuries. To be fair, there was people coming out of driveways that didn't see me. People pulling out of a intersection they didn't see me. One of them was that I was on a bike and I knew the bike didn't have any brakes at all. The bike was an old bike. It was fucked, no brakes whatsoever. I was like, listen, if I get hit, I can't stop. Or if I see a car pulling out, I can't stop. I just have to go into it. And I was like, yep, I saw the truck slowly pulling out, and I'm like, I'm gonna get hit right now. And it was 15 seconds away, and I couldn't slow down in time. And I was like, I just have to take these 15 seconds to accept the fact that I'm going to get hit. It'll be okay. And I did. And I got up, and I was like, I braced myself. I knew how to fall. I was set. I was set to go. And then it came over. It hit me. I fell over. And the guy goes oh my god! I'm like, it's fine. I was barely hurt. I knew exactly what to do. I was like, it's fine. I got up and just biked away. And I had no injury, no lasting nothing.
You're an idiot.
It felt like falling down 2 stairs.
Yeah,
right.
Dev's literally just a fucking idiot. And it infuriates
you shouldn't
me
be
all
using
the time.
a bike without brakes. That is.
I was just poor, man. Fuck.
You're fucking middle class. You were. You could have just asked your parents to buy you a new bike.
Hey, can I have some money so I can buy a bike?
Lie and say it's for food.
Dev tanks a truck hitting him, Giga Chad.
I remember my other technically worst injury, but not really. They didn't really leave any lasting things. So when I got into my quadding accident, I had to walk with a cane for a couple of days.
Oh fuck, what was that like?
Well, I also didn't go to the hospital for this because parents, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Did you have like a really nice cane though? Like, was it like a?
No, I stole one of my. Well, I didn't steal. I grabbed one of my. Okay,
I have nothing to hydrate. We're all out of hydrates.
Yeah, we're all out of hydrates.
It's the end of the hour. That's why.
Okay, so me and my little brother got on a quad and we both ended up being fine, but I couldn't lift up my leg. Yep. on my right side, and like my helmet flew off. I hit the ground. He was fine. And so we were at my one grandparents. This is in the summer. My grandparents live like 15 minutes away from each other, and so we were at one grandparents, and I limped down the road home with my brother, crying the whole way. And I couldn't lift up my legs, so we spent the night there. And then the next day, I went to my other grandparents, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, you have to use a cane!" And I was just like, "Yep." And like my one grandma was just like, "Oh man, I was gonna like get you to help clean up," and I was just like, "Yeah, all right."
Not anymore.
There we go.
But that was the worst one, and like I can still sometimes like if I poke around enough, I can still like sort of feel like a bump of where like the big ass fucking bruise was that I had. Yeah, but a couple days I needed to use a cane because I couldn't lift up my foot.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oof, well, I don't know if you recall, like, I think I told the story a few times. My grandfather, I think he flew a plane during World War II. And he was a pretty hardcore dude. Oh. He was like, he worked at a lumber mill, and he was like feeding a big piece of wood into like a giant saw. And like something happens, and like a bunch of the wood like breaks and splinters back at him. And he puts his hand up, and a spear of wood enters in between his two fingers, goes through his hand, and then comes out on the top of his wrist, and spikes up.
Jesus.
And he just looks at it, and he takes the two ends, just breaks it off, and he just lets it heal in. So he had like a splinter of wood inside of his hand for like the rest of his life. He's like, yeah, I gotta keep going. He didn't give a shit. He just kept working. He was like, yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's like, okay. There's another time, he was hammering away with his hammer, and he was like holding onto the wood with the nail in his hand, and he whacked his hand right here, and he looked at it and he saw like the bump raise, like, whoop, it went up. It's like, oh. So he whacked his hand again, and the bump went, it just went back down, and then he's like, all right, it's good. And he just kept going. Dude, he literally was like 94. Like,
what did he do for a living?
He was a woodworker.
Yeah, okay.
He was a pilot during the war.
That's just a thing with construction people.
Yeah. He just didn't care. But like, no, he was a pilot during the war. But after that, he became like a woodworker.
No idea. I remember asking Kale about those.
I don't even know if like his pilot skills ever transferred over to any kind of modern aircraft or anything. As far as I know, he didn't fly after it. Like he didn't like take it up as a hobby or anything. He was just done with it, you know.
Yeah, probably PTSD.
No, he was never a PTSD guy.
Yeah, Dev, because it's super obvious when anyone has PTSD ever.
Listen, if you're part of that generation, no.
You're an idiot. They call it shell shock.
Good shit.
Dude, you would be so fucked if you went to a war.
I'm never supporting you in any of your emotional moments ever again.
Good.
Fuck you.
Yeah, not uncle is my grandfather.
Uncle Bad Touch.
He's been dead for like 10 years, hasn't he? Fuck, it's been a while.
Show's over, Mimosa.
Yeah.
Oh, I doubt that.
It's 5 years
Seriously,
since my
we
grandma
must be
died.
close
Shit.
to the boss by this point.
I think so, yeah.
This has been a long ass fucking level.
All the levels have been about an hour long, though.
Shit. Okay, so I tuned into Rock Video Sense, whatever you call him.
Will you stop spoiling yourself on all of our games, Dave?
I played Hogwarts. I watched someone play Hi-Fi Rush.
I happened to see him play this a bit. I didn't even know what part it was.
I can't fucking believe that. Okay, go on.
Anyways, he struggled a lot with this one. He said, "You know what? One thing I regret about playing this game, not playing on normal."
Dev tanks getting over by a tank during World War III. No, so it's funny because my Newfoundland grandfather, he flew a plane in World War II, but my Italian grandfather was a combat medic for the Italians. So they fought on separate sides of the war.
No, he was for the Germans.
You know what I mean, though? Like he was for the Axis. You know?
Yeah, I know.
He fought on the other side.
Man, I learned so much from Hitalia. about fucking World War II.
That's how you learn history, guys. You watch Italia.
You know what though? I was actually surprised about how accurate it was because I ended up like, you know, because I was in high school when I watched it, so I was also taking history classes because you know you had to, and like I was just like, oh, hey, I already know this. Cool.
Doesn't it always feel nice when like you have to learn something for class and for some reason you already know it and you're like, I'm ahead. Fuck you, plebs.
Well, I never felt that way. I was like, oh, cool, I have this knowledge. Neat.
Well, that's what I mean. Like you felt it that time, right?
Well, yes, but not as in a plebs moment.
Okay.
Devin.
See, I felt that like all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. Grade 1. Grade fucking 1, we're learning how to do basic ass math, and the teacher's like, you can't do 5 minus 7. Because the upper number has to be greater than the lower number. And I'm like...
You really should have just skipped ahead.
I was like, dude! Negative numbers, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, those don't exist, what are you talking about? Stop making stuff up, Devin. And I'm like, I hate you. I fucking hate you. I know that it's -2. And I got like a fucking... I lost marks for that shit, and I was like, fuck you.
See, if I had been your teacher, I actually would have kept you for like a minute or two after class and been like, listen, I understand that you can do this math, and I'm going to give you slightly harder work. However, don't talk to the other kids about the math because you're just going to confuse them and make it harder to teach. That's what I've learned at work, actually, is that you just give them the bare bones basic and be like, no, don't think about it. Just do what I tell you, and then you can just figure it out on your own later. You can understand the process as long as you're doing it. Fuck.
Use this money to buy a safety vest so you stop getting hit by cars. High visibility for you from now on. You're too valuable to die like that.
Thanks for the $10. He's not valuable at all, but we appreciate the money.
Thanks for the $10, Caleb.
Money is good. Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
$2. Deb was too big brain for his school. Yes, well, actually, it's not just that. It's the fact that my grade 1 teacher had a feud with my dad when they were kids.
Yeah, that too.
And she took it out on me.
Well, Dev, she's dead, so it's fine.
Good. Fuck that bitch.
Well, okay, yeah, Vicar, I agree it doesn't work for university level education because that's when it's just like, okay, you gotta learn how to like think now.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta like have to learn how to be an adult and do things and ask questions.
Okay, so here's the thing. Usually in schools, you don't get the same teacher multiple times.
No, yeah.
Like, you might get the
high
same
school
teacher,
sometimes.
You might get the same teacher twice because you just have to, there's not enough teachers, whatever.
Yeah.
But the idea is you're not supposed to get the same teacher twice, or too often. You're supposed to get exposed to a wide variety of teachers in grade school. I had the teacher that my dad had a feud with, I had her 3 times.
Yep.
And I think she specifically requested me because my sister had her too. And I think she just wanted to make my dad's kids fucking have a terrible time at school because I don't know what their feud was. I don't know if like she had a crush on him or if they just like they hate each other. Like I don't know what it was. For some reason, my grade 1, 2, and 6 teacher hated my dad and took it out on me. I was like, fuck.
Yep.
God damn.
To be fair, she was kind of a bitch to everyone.
She was, but like she really focused on me.
Yeah.
And you know what? At some point, like I didn't know this because I think we both learned it together, Naomi, because you were in the car with me and my dad told me. It was like a few years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on, but I knew something was going on. So like by grade 6, I was actually like treating her like shit. I didn't give a fuck.
You're almost there, child.
Just open the door for us in the next room.
Don't open the door for us because you should probably take a break, Dave.
Well, let's just go on break now because Dave's just beating up his head.
Yeah, okay. Listen, we'll be back in 5 for more Hi-Fi Rush.
More injuries, maybe.
Yeah.